headed to the farm. I tell you what, it's summertime and y'all know it's hot. However, it is 53 degrees right now and it's going to be a great, beautiful day. I'm telling you, it's going to be crisp. The humidity is low, which makes all the difference in the world. So I'm going to the farm. Last weekend, I didn't bring you anything only because I destroyed my GoPro. I mean, it's gone. I ran over it with the bush hog and it's in 1,000 pieces. My battery bank, the GoPro, the mount, everything. So I had it mounted on the tractor and a limb had caught it on the magnetic base and snatched it off. And when it did, I drove right over it with the bush hog and it literally just destroyed it. So it was insured and I filed a claim. I'm just waiting on them to come back to me with how they're going to settle it up. But so this is all on my telephone. So I will bring you whatever I can this weekend and hopefully it'll be a decent video. So let's go, people. You know, on a side note, I go to work early in the morning and the sun is actually starting to come up. It's getting daylight at 5 o'clock in the morning. So going back, rewinding back to last summer when I used to go to the beach on Sunday mornings. Now I remember why I got to get up so early to go catch the sunrise, because the sun's already coming up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I mean, the sky is just starting to crack dawn around 5 a.m. So it's 6:50 right now and the sun is up. I mean, the sun has been up for an hour or better. I got a couple of projects I want to do this morning. Number one is, and I keep saying this every weekend, I need to finish wiring the lights on the race rack. I've got some red lights that I intended to use as a third brake light, but they're a little too bright, so I'm going to go ahead and just turn them into some kind of just red lights so I can use for like a night vision type thing if I go camping or what have you, so it doesn't mess with your vision. And I'll have some red lights, or at least I can cut them on. They'll be facing the rear, and that's got to get wired. And I also have a bed cover that has got some age on it, and the paint is starting to thin and fade. So I've got some good enamel gloss paint that I'm gonna hit and see how it works on the bed cover. But I got to tape it off, so I got to get it off, but I need help getting it off. So I'm gonna wait for Dad to get up here. Of course, I know he's brainstorming, trying to figure out what he wants to do today, but hopefully I can get that bed cover off, get the lights wired, and we'll see how that goes. That's the last thing I want to do in here, other than the big improvements of the 14.5-inch tablet. I want to get in here to replace this whole dash, which will be very interesting, actually. I just haven't pulled the trigger on that yet. Well, the grass still looks good. It doesn't need to be cut, which I didn't think it did, but it's one less thing I got to worry about today. There are still some other trails that I still need to cut, but for the most part, all the big trails have been cut. So yeah, it looks good. Tell you what, man, it is so nice out here. I just opened up the gate and see these lights right here and here. Those are the two lights I need to wire. These lights are already wired to the aux beam controller. 54 degrees, y'all. Look at this. I got to get my jacket on. It's actually cool out here. Listen to the nature. Tell you, man, paradise. Paradise. I wish you could enjoy it with me. Well, let's get onto the cabin and get a fire going. So, given that it's cold out here, and we have a little alligator in the pond, I don't know if he's still here, but I guarantee you he's gonna, as soon as the sun hits the ground, he's gonna find him a nice warm spot to catch that sun. Maybe I can get a video of him. So, on another side note, I told y'all on the camping video about the bluebirds going into the chimney up here, and then they get down in the fireplace here on the porch and they get I left the doors closed and one got in there, so he didn't make it. That's sad. Anyhow, let me clean this up and get a fire going. It's actually warmer in the cabin, which is rare. Today's June 1st, 2024, and it's going to be, today's the first day of hurricane season, and it's going to be an active season, as you just saw. Up to 25 named storms. So we're going to keep our fingers crossed on that one. So sometime today, I'm going to put on my snake boots and head on back to where I ran over my GoPro, because in one area is where pretty much all of the camera was, and I really would like to find the SD card, and it's a micro SD card. It's tiny. It's red on one side, black on the other, so I got a 50-50 chance that that red is going to be facing up. Granted, we had rain come through last weekend right when we left, so, you know, if it's water damaged, then obviously it's no good. But I really would like to find that chip because I had some video footage from last weekend on it that was pretty cool that I could make a good video with. So we'll head back there sometime today and I can see if I can find it, okay? Well, the sun is coming up on the edge of the pond right there. And if the gator is going to come out, that's where he's going to come out in the sun. He's actually sitting right there. I think I see him. So he's going to crawl out there in the sun and try to warm up. And when he does, I'm going to catch it on video. So yeah, he's still in the pond. I think I see him. He's just waiting, trying to build up the nerve. Then again, the water might be warmer than the air. But yeah, he'll definitely crawl out and get in that sun and try to warm up. And I'm going to sit here right now watching. When he starts crawling out, I'll catch it on video. Well, I tell you what, that is instant heat. Instant heat. It feels good. Of course, it's going to be 80 degrees today, but that thing already took off. All right, I got to take this cover off.
That was easy off or what?
I disconnected it already.
Really?
Yeah, it sure is. Wow.
Sounds like something's underneath it.
Yeah, Gatlinburg.
Gatlinburg. Yeah.
headed back to the back. I'm gonna go try to find that micro SD card. We'll see how this goes. Well, this is the crime scene. Yeah. Right here. Right here. It was something to start the fire with. Those Weber cubes got to be expensive. These things will do the trick. And I don't need a lot of charcoal. I'm just heating up ribs that I already cooked.
for another?
I do. Them things ready?
Yeah. Says 8 to 10 months.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
How did you cook these on the grill?
All right, guys, we just had lunch and it was amazing. It was some ribs that I had actually cooked on the grill night before last. All right, so here's where we are. I managed to, let me flip the camera around, wire these two lights right here and got them in a 1/2 inch loom. Now, with that being said, a 1/2 inch loom is a little too big to run between the truck and the bed, so I had to cut it, stop it there, and just have wires go beside the, there's a kind of a partition right here. Can't really see it. I ran it behind the wire, and I picked back up right up in here. So I put it back in the 1 inch loom. I thought I could take these other wires. I got two right here. These are wires inside this 1/2 inch, or excuse me, 1/4 inch loom. And I just decided to go ahead and zip tie it all together and run it down the frame of the truck. Then I had to go over. Had to go over here because I couldn't get the wire, that loom to go through this hole here. It looks like it'll fit, but it won't. So anyhow, I came up under here. There's a hole right here, conveniently, that I zip tied this loom and then came back out and continued on going down. And now I'm pretty much in the engine bay. So I'm going to pull this loom up into the engine bay and put it on the aux beam connector. So to do that, what I've done in the past is I took a piece of PVC pipe, and you can see the ground right down there, and that's where my 1/2 inch loom stops. So I took some electrical tape and taped it to this pipe. I'm going to pull it up through, and I'm going to run it just like the rest of the loom. Comes up and goes right here, and then tucks in the way here and goes to this aux beam controller. This is a gang switch. Everything I've got wired for the truck comes into here under the hood and is powered by my auxiliary battery here. And I've got everything grounded right there for all my accessories. So I'll just run it into this gang controller here, which, if I open this up, you see what I'm talking about. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 connections. And in case you haven't seen it, this is what controls it from in here. So I have just one little wire coming in here controlling all the lights, versus having to run wires all up into the truck to a switch wherever I mount it under the dash. Pretty good product here. I'll put a link in the description. Alright, so let's pull this up into the truck here and get it wired up so I can be done with it. Alright, here it comes. And there it is. Right there. So I'm going to end up cutting this, but my wire, I need to put it into this box right here, and I'll be good. All right, let's see how it looks underneath here. Perfect. Runs right on up. It goes right through the firewall. All right, I got it grounded, which is the blue right there. So now it's all grounded, and I gotta clean all this up, but that ain't no problem. Anyhow, now I gotta get this hot wire here into here. I just gotta figure out how many screws down to go. So I got 1, 2, 3, right? 1, 2, 3. So I need to go to the fourth one, which is a 10 amp fuse. So that's a 10 amp fuse. I might have to switch that out, but I think I'll be all right. Anyhow, let me strip this wire because I can't hold this phone and do this at the same time, and I'll bring you the product and I'll show you the lights. Okay guys, I got the wire in. So you can see right here, I'm in the fourth position with a 10 amp fuse right there. And everything is wired up. So let's go ahead and hit the switch and see if it cuts the lights on. And look at that. So there they are. Now originally these were going to be my auxiliary, my third brake light, because the third brake light in the middle of the truck is covered now by the race rack. So I was going to wire them to the tail lights and have brake lights turn signals. But it's actually proven to be a little bit more daunting to get that thing wired back there. And I'm not sure if I want to get in there and start cutting wires. So anyhow, at least I got some red lights in the back in case I ever need them for whatever, maybe emergency purposes, or if I just want to light up a campsite, for instance, with just red light. But there they are. So here on the aux beam controller, I've got my front light bar, which is on my bully bar, my cubes, which are in the back, my roof light. Now I've got the backup lights. And the stickers come with this thing, so that was the best sticker I could find, backup. So if I cut all these lights on, of course, all these lights will be running off my spare battery. So here's what the back looks like. And then the front, I've got 2 LED light bars running it, which one is right there on the bully bar. And then one is up top on the race rack. There we go. Thing's crazy bright. So being up here at the farm and all these woods, I mean, the property across the street, for instance, not ours, but all of it, we've got some property over there, is 10,000 acres of nothing but national forest. And it's all national forest, a half hour all the way to the house, nothing but woods. So when I'm up here spending the weekend, it's really nice to have a little extra lighting, okay? Anyhow, I got to clean up. We got other things I think Dad wants to do. All right, guys, that was pretty much it. So we managed to do a little bit of bush hogging in the back down to the creek. I managed to get these lights finally wired up after about 2.5, 3 months now. I've had them on the truck and now they're working. The yellow flies are out, so it's bad. And the heat of the day brings them out. But yeah, we finished up. So we just packed up and we're headed on out of here. Once again, guys, thank you for being here. I hope you enjoyed this video, simply because this is all I could do, and trying to use my telephone at that. Hopefully within, well, by next weekend, I'll have a brand new camera, new GoPro. hopefully a GoPro 12 at that, Hero 12. But yeah, so thanks for subscribing. You like the video, just give me a like, a thumbs up, okay? And I appreciate all of y'all being here, and we'll bring you to the farm next time we come up here, which will probably be next weekend. So with that being said, y'all have an awesome weekend, and I'll see you next time. Thanks a lot.